消えた代わりに祈りの歌をそこで炎になるのだろう続くものの灯火に迷子の足音消えた代わりに祈りの歌をそこで炎になるのだろう続くものの灯火に
Well, I made a nice little joke about not being able to escape the music here at the, just launcher. But then my microphone didn't work because for some reason OBS has forgotten it exists. So now we're here. We've listened to the full song all the way through about twice. So welcome everybody to Final Fantasy Series Playthrough, episode 329, Final Fantasy Type-0 HD, Part 1. Now, when it comes to this game, as you can see below, I've played it before. But I've played, it was 11 years ago, and I've played the first mission. I just might have played it a few times. But, let's go. I remember very little.
Since the dawn of eternity, 4 lights of hope have shone upon the world. Men flock to these lights, around which they build 4 peristylia. Each peristilium becomes their faith and society, the path upon which they are set. The vermilion bird, wings of fire to lift the heart. The white tiger, steely arms by which to seize knowledge. The azure dragon, unclouded eyes that see all beneath the sky. The black tortoise, a rigid shield and a well-guarded blade. But when 9 and 9 meet 9, Tempest Finis shall be willed upon them. For without the Agito, their world, called Orience, must persist in its spiral.
In this time of absolute darkness, we must unite to bring forth the light of hope. The time has come. Yes, this is the dawn of a new age.
And so the Milites Empire, home to the White Peristylium, invaded the neighboring dominion of Rubrum. As soon as the declaration of war was made, the Militesi main fleet swarmed into all corners of Rubrum. At the same time, a separate fleet was charged with a sneak attack on the Vermilion Peristylium. A lessee accompanied this task force. Using a lessee to invade a sovereign state was a direct violation of the Pax Codex, a treaty created by all 4 crystal states of Orients. The besieged Peristylium attempted to repel Milites's Magitech armors with powerful magic. Not even the mighty warships could withstand the awesome power of the summoned Eidolons. It seemed that the Militesi offensive would fail. However, the lessee Kunmi led a special unit past Rubrum's defenses and activated a new weapon, the Crystal Jammer, neutralizing the power of the Vermilion Bird Crystal. Severed from the source of their magical powers, the Rubrum forces were quickly overwhelmed and overrun. Imperial Marshal Sid Olstein demanded of Chancellor Kalia Cheval VI, the leader of Rubrum, that he surrender and transfer the Vermilion Bird Crystal to Militesi control.
Your crystal cannot protect you. Resistance is no longer an option. You have 6 hours. You must comply with our demands, or face the full might of our forces. In which case, I promise you, the roads of Rubrum will run red with the blood of her people.
May the crystal guide them to salvation.
When 9 and 9 meet 9, the depths of reason shall stir. When the seal of creation is broken, a voice like thunder shall sound, and thou shalt know. We have arrived.
Well, that was a lot. My saves are still here. Okay. Uh-oh. bad audio lag. Let's see if I can fix that. Alright, that seems better. Alright, we play new game. We'll try, officer. Did not say whether or not I could change that or not.
For them,
We shall see.
the path was not chosen.
They chose their path,
Yes. Not knowing the fear of death.
having never learned the fear of confronting it.
Still have a ways to go. Is everyone all right? Have you seen a guy? A guy with a red cape?
No, I haven't. You?
Visual! Kill them! Tree. Okay, stay with me. Ace, I'm coming. My eyes. Teacher. Teacher. Damn. This.
I'm here! I'm right here.
Isana.
It's too late.
I know that.
I know I could count on you. Today. Let's rest. A while. I always thought that your name was weird. I'm telling you, Machina must have pulled that one out of a hat. What do you think, girl? Is this the end? Machina. Stay strong. Rem. I would have liked to see you again. JJ. I'm glad that you're here with me. No. I don't want to die.
Go say goodbye, Ace. It's all right.
瞳の色は夜の色透明な空と同じ黒確かさに置いていかれて探して見つめすぎたから配られた地図がとても正しくどこかへ体を運んでいく早すぎる世界ではぐれないように聞かせてただ一つのその名前を終わりまであなたといたいそれ以外確かな思いがないここでしか息ができない何と引き換えても守り抜かなきゃ考える虹のふもとに行こういつかきっと他に誰もいない場所へ
Bump of chicken, okay? Alright.
Class 0, respond.
Class 0 here.
Good. The comm arrived safely. Praise be unto the warrior who lost his name. I am Kurasame. I'll be your CO. Your objective: locate the Empire's crystal jammer. Then neutralize it to restore the crystal.
Understood.
Fire! May the crystal guide you.
Why couldn't I use magic?
Well, I'm pushing the wrong buttons. I was pushing the wrong button. Obviously, after all. Alright, the game continues to tick away while we are in while we were in the menus.
Seal the exits!
Stand here and heal for a moment.
But we suppressed their crystal! Fire until you're out of ammo!
First, utilize the central lift. Take it up to the airbay and investigate the Militesi flagship that's docked there.
You wicked monsters!
The Dominion's fate is in your hands. May the crystal guide you.
I feel like it was giving me a tutorial there for something that didn't apply.
What the hell?
Well, I just got one shot. Do we need to run away? Seems to be a wall behind us. Can't go up that way.
It just ran away.
What was that?
That was weird. A knowing tag. Look, there was something else down here. Yeah, I'll be with you in a moment.
We've spotted the enemy unit! Preparing to engage! Get in position! Prepare for landing!
Queen here. What is it?
Just testing the line.
Keep the lines clear of your nonsense.
Nonsense?
What about you?
The operation is proceeding as planned.
Same here. Sync, what's your status?
Okay. Everything's buttery smooth over here.
8?
I'm busy punching.
Well, sounds like we're all on schedule.
I only just realized they're named after a deck of cards.
The counterattack took the Empire by surprise, and the battle seemed to favor the Dominion. Then, 3 hours into the operation, many of the Dominion's airship squadrons had not yet fully achieved their objectives. A lack of experience combined with Imperial counterattacks was jeopardizing the operation. To make matters worse, without access to their most powerful weapon, magic, Rubrum's ground forces suffered severe casualties and were unable to reach their objective, Academia.
Class 0, do you read me? This is Intel. We've located part of the jamming device that's affecting Rubrum. It's
Is it
inside
that
the
dragon?
Militesi flagship in the airship docking bay. Head there immediately.
It's all you.
It's my turn! Crush him!
Leave it to me.
Well, I was trying to see how her moves work, but apparently you can't do that when there's no enemies around.
Time to sit out.
I got this.
All right, Mr. Dragon. Who are you and why are you here? Okay.
Class 0, it's me. See that switch in front of you? I think you know this already, but you're free to suppress any resistance.
What? The device is still operational? Impossible! They're using magic right in front of us!
Upstairs!
Prepare to deploy!
I recognize that voice. Ow.
Imperial troops are descending. Eliminate them and board that ship.
What?
There they are! They came! Don't let them advance any further! Advance! Take them down! Invaders on the main deck! Shoot them on sight! Go to the left! Kill them all! Attack! Go, 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 go! Advance! Attack!
And I've apparently used up all my MP, which is probably bad. Never mind.
The signal's coming from just beyond there. Take it out.
Close the barrier!
You got some moves, buddy.
Enemy eliminated.
Use the magicite to destroy it.
Time to pull out.
Good work. Now get out of there before the ship crashes.
Don't let them escape! We'll show you the power of enemies!
Machina.
Take it easy now.
Yeah. I'm okay. But Machina, the crystal.
Yeah, I saw. It looks like its power is returning.
Come on, Machina.
All right.
Waka doesn't like this guy.
Magic has been restored in some areas. Anyone who can still fight, gather in front of the facility.
Okay, we don't have our re-rays anymore.
Unknown weapon signature detected in the arena. We believe it's a new type of Magitech armor with an onboard jammer. Find it. And, once you find the target, you've been authorized to use special Eidolons. Do whatever it takes.
Understood.
Special Eidolons are summons we can use without dying, right? Sweet. Let's move.
And a potion.
Let's hear that report again.
Sir, Vessel 6 has been confirmed destroyed.
Looks like we have an anomaly on our hands. What about the 401st and 903rd?
I can't reach either company, sir.
Keep trying.
Sir! Byakuya 10! Byakuya 10! This is Kusabi.
Bring me that
Respond.
survivor. The one from the 161st.
Sir! Corporal Boz of 161st.
So, you're certain you saw the enemy using magic?
Yes, sir!
My understanding is that after witnessing this, you fled from the battle. Then your unit was annihilated. Is that correct?
Yes. I felt it was my duty to report.
In the Militesi army, we do not tolerate soldiers who flee from their fear. The 161st Company was wiped out by Dominion magic. Clean us up.
Sir!
So even a Lassie like Kumi could not keep the Vermilion Bird Crystal in check.
Well, this sucks. Where'd these rats crawl out from? This really sucks.
We joined with the survivors. Our goal is to occupy the building.
this sucks. Same old routine. Try something new. Let's end this right now. Now then.
We appear to have Lightning Jr.
Did we get him?
What the?
They summoned here? Inside my jammer field? How?
Okay, I wasn't expecting it to one-shot them.
We have to start over?
Is this the power of a lassie?
Fine. This ought to be quick.
Okay, I did a bad job dodging that. I also might not have a healer right now.
What? That sucks. Reactivate.
That was a close one.
We had a casualty. Who died? Unless it was a case of I had to use re-raise that one time on myself.
This sucks.
Who are you people? Those red cloaks.
No way.
Ninetail is down! Communication lost with Kunmi!
Impossible! What's going on out there?
The Vermilion Bird Crystal is fully restored. Magic readings in all sectors.
Wait, point 68. A Lassie? A Vermilion Bird Lassie!
I've lost contact with the 204th and 208th.
Get our men out of there! Attention all units in Dominion territory. Halt all military operations, and withdraw at once!
Retreat! Retreat!
Send HQ a code 991. We're transitioning to Operation Northern Dawn.
Sir!
To come this far just to be turned back.
6 hours into the operation, Rubrum's Agito Cadet Class 0 achieved its objective, and the Dominion succeeded in taking back its territory. It was here that Class 0 made its first mark in the pages of history.
Misfortune has befallen academia and the Dominion at large. The Militesi Empire has broken the quadripartite Crystal States Pact, which was forged through the courage and wisdom of our forebearers. Because of this deplorable, gravely unwarranted, and unforgivable breach of faith, we have all lost many friends and loved ones. And yet, here I stand before you, proof that your strength of heart, your pure and noble desire to protect our beloved Rubrum and the Vermilion Bird Crystal was strong enough to win academia back from our enemy. I wish to express my heartfelt gratitude to the valiant warriors who accomplished this great feat. However, we must also not forget those who fell in this terrible battle.
Drive out the Militesi forces that still unlawfully occupy our territories, and liberate our villages, cities, and citizens that continue to suffer at the hands of the Empire. Rubrum is not in this alone. All of Orience must confront this challenge. I hope that you will all remember this as a new...
Chancellor! Anathemic readings in Lorca.
What?
One day, historians may refer to this as Tempus Finis.
Nonsense. This is not the beginning of the end. It is the first ray of hope, one that we've brought forth.
In 842 RG, an Ultima bomb, powerful enough to obliterate an entire continent, was dropped on the Black Peristilium in Lorica. In the blink of an eye, the Lorican Alliance, which had stood proud for 700 years, was completely erased from the continent of Orience.
Damn. The Empire just goes right in. If we're going to commit some war crimes, we're going to commit some war crimes. I was apparently playing on Cadet when I played way back when.
Raise the Vermilion Banner.
Fearing an attack with a second Ultima bomb, the Kingdom of Concordia, home to the Azure Peristilium, began defending the airspace over its territory and that of the Dominion of Rubrum. Concerned the war might spread to other nations, Concordia sought an immediate cessation of hostilities, but was rejected outright by the Dominion of Rubrum. With large portions of land occupied by the Empire, the Dominion was reluctant to accept a ceasefire, as that would be a silent concession to the Empire's act of aggression. The Consortium of Eight, Rubrum's supreme ruling council, spent several days debating how to recover their lost territory.
With our force's current state, do you really believe we can defeat the Empire in a full-scale conflict?
We'll have to abandon our outer territories and focus on defending the capital and retaking key strategic areas.
We can make up for our disadvantage in numbers with l'Cie. The Empire already unleashed a l'Cie on us during this invasion. We're lucky that it wasn't a Primus. If they want to throw dirt at us, I say we just throw it right back at them.
My, you've quite the sense of humor. Do you really think a l'Cie would accede to the wishes of the Consortium?
Why not? The Vermilion Bird Crystal was attacked by an enemy l'Cie. It was put in danger. There's no way that its l'Cie could refuse to aid us in this situation.
And if the l'Cie operated by that logic, you might actually have a point.
Only the Vermilion Bird Crystal has the power to direct the l'Cie to help us. And the wills or won'ts surrounding that do not a productive discussion make.
Might I offer a suggestion? I understand the cadets who were involved in the liberation of the capital were unaffected by the jammer and managed to repel the White Tiger l'Cie. Can we create more soldiers with the same magic technology used to create them?
Sorry I'm late. You can't simply repeat what I've done with the children. And the tech itself is classified. Disclosure is out of the question.
Dr. Aracia, have you learned anything about the Crystal Jammer?
Very little, I'm afraid. I can say with certainty, though, that no human could operate the jammer. It would take a l'Cie. However, my scanners haven't detected any major disruptions since Lorica's little disappearing act. Based on the data, I believe that something has happened to the Lassie, and the jammer is inoperable.
Even if that's true, do you have an actual plan to get us out of this current mess?
Just deploy the cadets. I believe that is the best way to turn the tide of battle without compromising our defenses.
Undeniably, the Agito cadets would make for a potent implement of war, but...
Would it not be seen as an expansion of the role of those defending the peristilium?
No. If the sea won't help us, what choice do we have?
Very well. Shall we defer to the Chancellor's judgment?
The Dominion's very existence is imperiled. Each of us will be put to trial. Even the Agito cadets. And if Rubrum is at stake, they would welcome those challenges.
Very well, then. Shall we make it official?
Is it true that Class 0 was able to withstand the influence of the Crystal Jammer? Brid told me the Lassie from the invasion was a Secundus. Apparently she had the ability to enhance the power of any weapon, like those MAs. Wow, I didn't believe the rumors about crimson-clad cadets thrashing the White Tiger Lassie. But here you are, Class 0 in the flesh. I'm Aki from Class 1st. It's an honor. Why don't I show you around? This is Academia, home of the Vermilion Peristilium. Your homeroom should be just through the entrance down the hall to the left. You haven't met with your CO yet, have you? You won't be officially registered as a cadet until you do, so I would head there first. Our privileges come with plenty of responsibilities, but we cadets are all here to look out for each other, so don't be a stranger. Ah, okay. I see how the map works. There's no telling when or where the Empire is going to strike next. You'd better be prepared to run at any time, okay? You've only got one life to live, dear. Don't let it go to waste. There's no telling who might be a foe masquerading as a friend. If you notice any suspicious figures, do what you need to scare the information out of them. Who's to say there aren't Imperial troopers disguised and lurking in our midst? How do I know you aren't one of them? Would anyone want to start a war in the first place? We were all completely content and leading peaceful lives up until now. Hope I could learn how to use magic someday. Then I would take down all the bad guys. You see that flying ship just pass by? Whoosh! Right across the sky. Gee, it would be so cool to ride on one of those. Sorry, Cadet. This area is still under repair. The Empire really did a number on this place. We've almost restored the arena, but it'll take some time to heal the wounds of our collective psyche. Also known as, you can't go this way yet. Probably can't go this way either. So you barged in here without taking any tests or interviews, and all of a sudden you're cadets? Did the Arch Sorceress pull some strings for you or something? Seeing that Bahamut lying there, helpless in Rubrum Square, left me speechless. I couldn't believe my eyes. I bet Milites is plotting on taking over all of Orience. I'm sure of it. Good to be receiving your mission briefing. Report to Classroom 0 immediately. Don't believe we met before, Capo. I'm the Moogle in charge of Class First. I can't take any more tragedy. Please, no more. Not many people know this, but there are actually tens of thousands of Ifrit-class Eidolons, all with their own as unique abilities and personalities. Isn't it ironic that the only way to achieve peace is through war? Didn't Bahamut look so cool tearing it up during the liberation? It's interesting how all the countries of Orience have crystals, but each one utilizes the crystal's power in different ways. Not trying to start something, but my bros have been pumping some mad iron lately, Kupo. They're totally determined to prove they're just as good as you dudes. Did you see that? It just ran past here. I'm so glad I was born in Rubrum. How can people even live in a barren wasteland like the Milites? The sea inherit incredible strength from the crystals, but do you think that power is really worth sacrificing your humanity? They say people's magical powers start to wane once they become adults. If I'm going to be a great mage, I better get started now. Ah, the explanation as to why we are using child soldiers. Understood. None of us could use weapons or magic during the liberation, right? Tempus Finis seems to be the new buzzword around academia lately. Do you think this really means Orience is... Apparently the Miltesi Emperor just up and vanished one day, but I suspect foul play. Why do we need this Agito to save Orience when we have the l'Cie? Everyone's been talking about Tempus Finis ever since the Empire dropped the ultimate bomb. You don't think this means... But I'm not ready yet. Okay, we need to go... See? Other classes' portals are off limits, okay? I believe I have to go to my classroom. Fine. Not letting me explore. There you are, Ace. I've been waiting for you, darling. Before you officially register as a cadet, there's something your mother would like you to know. I have to warn you that 2 new cadets will be joining you dears in Class 0. They may don the same crimson capes, but don't be fooled. They are nothing like you. You've been doing an excellent job collecting Phantoma. Those two new kids will be assisting in the harvest, but they don't know what Phantoma is, and I would prefer if they remained unaware. Other than you 12, only a handful of elite researchers are privy to the information about Phantoma. You dears receive certain privileges because you're special, but those 2 new ones are not. Our research is strictly confidential, and I would hate for any secrets to get out. So do your poor mother a favor and keep this information to yourself. You'll do that for me, won't you, darling? Is she actually our mother? Or is she our mother in the way that, like, Dr. Halsey is the mother of the Spartans? Of course, I have no idea what's actually good or not. Only going to give points to those who are level 10 at the moment. We don't get a teleporter like everybody else.
What?
What are we just sitting around here for? Ready for some action, yo. Never went into a classroom when I came here with Mother, so this is what they look like.
All right, let's cut through the formalities. I am now your commanding officer, Kurasame.
Commanding officer?
Yes. As of this moment, you are under my command. The authorization came directly from Arch-Sorceress Auracia Alracia.
From Mother?
Hey. Take a hike, yo. We only take orders from Mother. Got it? You're not wanted here, yo.
I mean, yeah, he deserved that.
Ow, you son of a bitch, that hurt!
That's enough!
Ooh, this guy is pretty tough.
Not for long!
He said it was Mother's decision. Are you saying you won't follow Mother's orders?
Satisfied? Good. Henceforth, you will execute Dominion missions under my command. When you have no assignment, you will live here, at Academia, with the other cadets.
On campus?
Yes.
We never had to do that before. Why start now?
Does that come from Mother, too?
Yes. Those are Dr. Auracia's orders. Also, Cadet Machina, Cadet Rem, enter. 2 new cadets have been assigned to Class 0, starting today.
Makina Kunigiri. Hello.
Ram Tokimiya. Nice to meet you.
Let me guess. Chaperones?
Your time is yours until you receive further orders. I have high hopes for you. May the crystal guide you.
Good to see you again. Thanks for the assist the other day.
Yeah. Thanks so much for helping us out. Seriously, though.
I recognize Makina's voice.
Why, my friends and I were sure yourselves were just one of Academia's urban legends now we were.
And you're so powerful. Just 3 of you took down a l'Cie. Oh, which reminds me.
Why were you able to use your weapons and
I can't remember the voice actor's name, but it's Kirito's English actor. Or, Law in Tales of Arise.
We can do it.
Ordinarily, conjurers have to give their lives in order to summon Eidolons, but special Eidolons don't require any sacrifice of the sort. What a relief. We have 6 hours till mission. Don't really know what that means, because I don't know what we can use to consume time.
Help you?
But first, talk to the Moogle.
Starting today, I'll be relaying mission information and instructions from the Dominion. I am the Military Operation Organization and Guidance Logistics Expert. Moogle for short, Kupo. Some prefer to call me the Military Operation Guide, or MOG, Kupo. You can call me whatever you want. I hope to be of service, Kupo.
Whatever I want? How about... Moglin! 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 Lin!
No, Kupo. No Lin, Kupo. But besides, I do have a proper name, Kupo.
What is it?
Hatskamine Lotayosna Iriporchi, Kupo.
That's too hard. Moglin's good enough.
Good enough, Kupo.
That is the most military thing that we have seen so far in this game. The use, or the creative use of words to form the acronym you want.
Kupo.
Oh, I should be reading this. Many brave men and women gave their lives for us in the liberation. You should offer them a prayer of thanks, Kupo. After all, you can't start thinking about the future until you pay homage to the past, Kupo.
Hi there. I don't believe we've met before. My name is Deuce.
King.
Arya. What? Arya. So, your name is Arya?
Help you?
Do you need supplies? Or I could buy stuff from you, if you're done with it. And you do not have much money. So, or you don't have much stuff, I should say.
What?
What the hell was up with that feathered freak we ran into during the liberation?
Hi.
What in Orience is Sid Augustine thinking? I thought his crystal jammer was heinous enough, but the ultimate bomb is simply inexcusable.
What is this place? It's called a cemetery.
What's a cemetery?
Here we carve the names of the fallen, so their legacies may live on.
Because we are unable to retain memories of those who die before us.
But I heard that the crystal removes our memories to help us, so that the living will be tied down to the dead.
That's why we leave our knowing tags behind before we go to battle. As proof that we lived. If no one comes to pick up a tag, it means that person died.
Then that name is engraved here, as the name of someone who died for the vermilion bird. I always make sure to write down the names of everyone that I meet, or go out on a mission with. Then after a mission, I check to see if there are any names I don't recognize. If there are names there that I don't remember, then I come here and look for the people I once knew. But I still can't remember them.
Well, that's very, very FF14. If you've played Dawn Trail's patch content. Well, actually, I guess I am the main story too. Remember Machina? Yeah, they just passed through here. They're probably visiting someone's grave at the cemetery. I wonder whose. Some events at Academia can only be triggered by using certain characters. Change active members at relic terminals. Okay, so I need to be Rim and or Machina to go in there, I guess.
Kupo?
Have you finished offering your prayers, Kupo? Then let's learn how things work here at Academia, Kupo. On mission day, Central Command will issue sortie orders, and you'll be on your way, Kupo. Until then, though, you can use your free time to talk to whomever you and go wherever you please, Kupo. Offers tutorials and hints for proceeding further in the game.
Kupo?
When mission day arrives, your CO will call you in, Kupo. Then he'll explain your orders, and you'll march off to battle, Kupo. When you're just itching to start your mission, go find Tachinami in Central Command, Kupo. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to help. So talk to him, and he'll get you ready to march right away, Kupo. You can also just confirm your next sortie orders, Kupo. That way you'll know the difficulty level of your next mission, Kupo. If you don't think you're strong enough yet, then keep training hard until mission day, Kupo. You won't learn anything in Academia if you don't know your way around, Kupo. Now you're officially registered as a cadet. You're free to use the great portal in the entrance, Kupo. Go on and have a look around, Kupo. I have a special present for you once you've explored all of Academia, Kupo. And don't be shy about chatting with the other cadets, Kupo. I've got another gift for you once you've seen lots of exclamation point events. I just know you'll love it here in Academia, Kupo.
Kupo? What's this? It's a relic terminal, Kupo.
What? Relic. An artifact shrouded in mystery, said to be born of the vermilion bird crystal. I've heard it has the power to manipulate time and space.
That's according to some legends, Kupo. In the Dominion, we sync them with magic and use them for data input and communication, Kupo. You can save your data and such, Kupo.
If I'm not mistaken, cadets can do all of that with the naturally occurring relics all over the world.
That's right, Kupo. If you find one, you should check it out, Kupo.
He's got a longer cape than everybody else. See, this has now become an exclamation point.
Big brother. I'm in Class 0 now. The legendary Class 0.
Machina,
I was reporting to my brother. Not that I have any memories of what he was even like anyway.
your brother died during a successful mission. He was protecting the Dominion after all.
But it's weird.
What is?
According to the records, he wasn't part of the Capital Liberation Campaign.
Huh? Then why?
The authorities wouldn't tell me anything.
He was on the battlefield? Without being deployed?
That. Or he was on a top-secret mission that they couldn't keep on record.
He's your brother, Machina. I'm sure whatever he was doing, he did his best.
I'd like to think that. But why would he be on the front lines? Brother, why did you die?
I will accept an X potion and an elixir. That seems like a good use of my time. Well, you already met with your CO. I guess that means you're officially one of us now. In that case, why don't I show you around a little? The great portal in the center connects to all sorts of places. The lounge, the ready room, the terrace, the chocobo ranch, the armory, sorcery. Oh, that reminds me. The doctor told me to let you know that she's waiting for you in her office. Be sure to warp over there later, okay? That door leads through to Dominion Central Command. The officers will provide you with all you need to know about your upcoming operations. Over here we have the Crystarium. Its walls are practically bursting with information. The jewel in the Crystarium's crown is the Rubicus, located right near the entrance. It's an incredible anthology of records, dossiers, and all sorts of advice. If you ever find yourself at a loss, I'd first try consulting the Rubicus. So we have the data log room. Let's all go to the data log room. Good day, Cadet, and allow me to welcome you to the Crystarium, Rubrum's treasure trove of knowledge. Feel free to use this facility when studying for exams or when something simply piques your curiosity. I've been honing my psychic powers lately. Want to see? I'll tell you all about your next test for 1,000 gil. I'm collecting books on various remedies for my research, but I have so many now that I can barely keep track of which one I'm reading. I tried reading the life of a Lassie's biography everyone's been talking about, but it wasn't my thing. It felt like the author could have stood to be a little more objective. Some people call Class 9th the lucky class, but I don't believe it. I mean, if we're so lucky, then how come my grades are still so terrible? Quite simple. You're dumb. I'm supposed to be doing research for my next big report, but I keep getting sucked into these novels instead. I just got to a really good part. I had that problem in college. Sucks. You gotta do the work though. I'm Class 9 Smoogle. They're all pretty hopeless, and that's okay. All that matters is that they're happy and healthy, Capo. I think I've read the same page 100 times, but it's not sticking. It's not that I can't concentrate. It's just that the source material is so poorly written. Thank goodness the Empire spared the Crystarium. Milites might be ruthless, but not even they are barbaric enough to burn books. We're in the middle of a national crisis, and they're still giving tests? As if we weren't already suffering enough. That's just cruel. Oh, this is gonna be long. Okay. Peace descended upon Orience after the ratification of the Pax Codex, but the document was unable to assuage tensions between the four crystal states. Sensing this serenity might be short-lived, Central Command and the Academia Administration worked together to establish the Armory Guild for the purpose of strengthening their military. As the name would imply, the Guild existed to develop new equipment for the Dominion legions, and its first objective was to craft potions and other sedative supplies. Later in the year 533, part of the Guild began working exclusively on developing accessories and other gear. The administration designated this branch as the Second Armory Guild in order to distinguish it from the guild responsible for crafting supplies. The Second Armory Guild accessories amplified the user's magic faculties, and legions outfitted with newly developed equipment saw a vast improvement in their firepower. Sometime later, Central Command pushed for the creation of a third Armory Guild to design equipment for chocobos and a fourth to develop Dominion dreadnoughts. After war broke out in 842, 5th and 6th Armory Guild emerged to create and manufacture weapons and gear for the Legionnaires and the Cadets, respectively. You know, it feels like having your armory make weaponry and armor for your troops might have been, like, first priority instead of 5th and 6th priority. After seizing the reins of military power, Imperial Marshal Sid Alstein began secretly plotting a coup d'etat, which he eventually executed on Tempestimus XV, 832 RG. The Militesi Empire had already established more than enough self-sustaining bureaucratic facilities to mass-produce Magitech armors, so the Emperor had very little actual influence over the government or the military, and only a handful of soldiers were willing to fight for him. The coup d'etat ended without a single drop of blood spilled, and Sid Alstein became the new Milites head of state. He incarcerated the Emperor, took control of the White Peristilium, and placed the White Tiger Crystal under his direct supervision. In taking possession of the crystal, he also took control of the lessee who obeyed its will. Thus, with the crystal and its lessee under his thumb, Sid Alstein became the supreme ruler of the entire Militesi Empire. Just before war broke out in Orience, the Empire devised a three-part campaign to invade the Dominion. The first phase was Operation Solar Eclipse, in which Brigadier General Kator Bashtar would lead a blitzkrieg attack on the Vermilion Peristilium from the ocean. Accompanied by the Provisional 1st Air Mobile Force and a lessee-piloted Magitech armor, the general's objective was to force Academia to surrender. In the second phase, the Empire's main force would invade Ishka, the town where the Dominion's primary defenses were stationed. Milites anticipated a fierce struggle, but in an unfortunate coincidence, the troops received orders to report to the capital moments after the battle began. The Dominion legionnaires retreated and the Imperial troops seized the Dominion's western half while incurring only minimal casualties. The third and final phase involved deploying a fleet of dreadnoughts to infiltrate the Dominion's central and eastern regions. The Empire had to transport personnel and inmates via airship, and the Dominion easily surpassed them in terms of firepower. Here too, Milites anticipated an unrelenting local resistance, but the Rubrum legionnaires fled to their capital in hopes of defending her from capture, and the Empire took over the central and eastern reaches of the Dominion unimpeded. Something tells me that our military chain of command is not great. With Academia on the brink of capitulation, Dominion Central Command ordered all units to report to the capital and provide backup immediately. Okay, they did call the troops back. They didn't just abandon their posts. Unfortunately, the Commandant did not issue the orders until after the Crystal Jammer had completely paralyzed Academia. The fall of the capital nigh inevitable, each unit was left to decide for itself how to advance. Thus, the legions were unable to mount proper retreats, and rather than march on Academia, they were instead pursued there by Imperial militia. By the time the Dominion units reached their destination, every squad had lost the majority of their forces. Nevertheless, the sporadic attacks on the Empire's rear guard slowed the Imperial militia's progress, and the administration rightfully attributed the successful rescue of Academia to the actions of these Dominion units. However, the liberation came at a great price. Because all legionnaires rallied to the capital, the entire Dominion was left defenseless. Rubrum lost all of its territory, and the Dominion legions effectively went out of existence. Okay, the Commandant might need to be relieved of his position then.
For them, the path was not chosen.
They chose.
We've seen that. Well, I will just click through these so that they are...
Six hours into the operation. Rubrum's Agito Cadet Class 0.
Established to bring the legendary savior Agito into the world, Academia was organized into the educational facility for potential candidates known as Agito Cadets. The students were divided into 13 core units, known as classes, from their newly formed Class 0 on to the Class 12. In addition, Academia housed a reserve class of trainees, students who had not fulfilled the requirements to be promoted to cadet. The Sorcery, Scholastics, and Logistics divisions, along with the Administration and Armory, were formed to train, support, and educate the student body. The Dominion Legions originally existed for the purpose of these fledgling cadets. But with Orients constantly at war, the military branch of Academia tended to have considerable influence in administrative matters. Mobilization, arms production, and deployment of soldiers were crucial components to the country's infrastructure. And with all these aspects under his command, the Commandant enjoyed more authority than the Chancellor of Academia in regard to national administration. This political structure coincided with both the Academia administration's desire to devote themselves to cultivating Agito and Central Command's wish to manage the military without interference. As long as the war did not escalate, the country ran smoothly. The war did escalate, however, and Academia was drawn into the fray. With the cadets now assigned to its charge, the military's authority increased even further, and the balance of power was reversed as Academia was slowly subsumed as part of the Dominion Legions. At the onset of the war, Rubrum's military was divided into three: the Western Legion on the Imperial border, the Central Legion defending the capital and its surroundings, and the Eastern Legion on the borders with the kingdom. Each legion possessed 6 to 10 mage divisions and a few independent summoning regiments to support the spellcasters. One mage division consisted of 3 separate mage regiments, and each regiment was comprised of approximately 2,000 legionnaires. Including support squads, a single division contained almost 10,000 soldiers. Each independent summoning regiment commanded 1 or 2 Eidolons. 3 regiments formed 1 summoning company, meaning a single company wielded between 3 and 6 Eidolons depending on class. However, the Legion suffered a crippling blow in the Imperial invasion, and the Dominion lost a majority of its territory, so the 3 legions were effectively disbanded. Although the name Legion remained intact, Rubrum waged war with Militites with a smaller army formed only a few divisions. At the start of the war, the Imperial militia consisted of 5 armies, from the 1st to the 5th. Each army consisted of 4 to 8 corps comprised of 4 or so divisions apiece. Magitech armor served as the main offensive force of these armored divisions. While the infantry divisions employed primary foot soldiers, a single armored division included 300 MAs and 10,000 foot soldiers, whereas an infantry division was made up of about 100 MAs and 15,000 foot soldiers. An additional artillery squad and airship squad provided each of the corps with a total of 60,000 troopers per pair, giving each army a combined 200,000 to 500,000 soldiers. Altogether, the Imperial militia was a force of roughly 1.2 million. Of that number, Imperial Central Command deployed 3 armies worth of soldiers, approximately 700,000 troopers, to destroy the Dominion. The Imperial military's dreadnoughts are officially designated as airborne warships and have been included in the Empire's primary source of aerial firepower ever since the founding of the Imperial Air Force. Unlike the Dominion military, the Empire utilizes its airship to provide air-to-ground offensive support, as well as transport Magitech armor and soldiers, so these craft are bigger and more heavily armed than the ones employed by the Dominion. The airborne warships used against Rubrum were Invincible class, and their stats are as follows. 839 by 95 feet, tonnage 126,583 tons, 158 mile/hour max speed, 81 mile/hour cruising speed, armament 280mm Mark 10 twin turrets 28, 155mm Mark 3 cannons 48.
The Militesi forces that still unlawfully
Raise the vermilion banner.
Not for long!
What is this?
Rib's childhood friend and one of the newest members of Class 0, Makeda is easily one of the most talented cadets in all of academia. He holds himself to extremely high standards, although this makes him appear standoffish at times. Talking to him reveals he is, in actuality, a friendly but serious star pupil. During the Militesi assault on Academia, the Imperial forces deployed 2 crystal jammers to suppress the Dominion's magic, one aboard a dreadnought and the other built into a Magitech armor. Severed from the crystal's blessing, Rubrum's cadets, legionnaires, and l'Cie were all left but powerless. But when the l'Cie Kunmi stepped out of her MA to engage Dominion legionnaires hand-to-hand, Class 0 destroyed the jammer aboard the Imperial Dreadnought, temporarily restoring the use of magic and creating an opportunity for cadets like Machina and Rim to launch a counteroffensive. Realizing the danger of the situation, Kunmi quickly returned to her MA and reactivated the second jammer, but it was too late. Class 0 arrived on the scene and made quick work of the device, destroying Kumbi's MA in the process and foiling the Empire's campaign to capture Academia. This well-mannered and kind-hearted girl recently transferred into Class 0 from Class 7th. Rim is a terrible liar, even though she insists otherwise, try as she may. She is absolutely unable to fool her closest friends. Friends since childhood, she and Machina maintain a playful academic rivalry. To date, she has outperformed him on all written exams. Students begin their life at Academia as trainees. Those deemed to have potential are promoted to Agito Cadet and trained to become saviors of Orients. Cadets also receive a number of enticing freedoms and privileges, so trainees are encouraged to strive for excellence. The administration then divides the cadets among classes 1st through 12th in order to better hone their skills, and each class is distinguished by color. For example, before they transferred, Machina wore indigo with Class 2nd, and Rim used to don a pink cape in Class 7th. However, through the efforts of Dr. Aricia Alaracia, Sorcery managed to create a special team of cadets outside of the class framework at Academia. This elite group, known as Class 0, wears crimson capes to symbolize the vermilion bird that defends the Dominion. Legend has it that several Classes 0 have existed in Academia's past, but no records exist, and none alive today possess any first-hand information about such a group. Over the course of their training, the current Class 0 visited Academia with Dr. Alaracia on 2 separate occasions, although they spent most of their time at a remote facility away from the main campus. The 12 members of Class 0 could not escape the prying eyes of their fellow cadets. Many students took note of the heretofore unseen crimson capes, and rumors of a mysterious new class spread like wildfire through the school. In 833 RG, Dr. Alaracia took the 8-year-old Ace under her wing and flew him off to a special facility at Academia. There she raised him, and he began a rigorous training program focused on combat and magic. 9 years later, Ace joined the Liberation of Rumbrum and officially registered as a Class 0 cadet soon after. His cool exterior masks a bit of a reckless streak, but he means well as in all he does. In this world, where memories of the dead are erased from the minds of the living, Ace is one of the few who can empathize with those who suffer pangs of loss and shed tears for the fallen. A rather sensitive boy, Ace occasionally finds himself humming the song Dr. Alaracia used to sing to him when he was younger. Okay, so it was Ace getting shot by that cannon that was our one casualty in the first mission. The Sorcery Division took Deuce into their custody when she was merely 7 years old, and quickly initiated her training. She demonstrated a natural talent for casting defensive magic, a talent she put to good use in the Rubrum Liberation of 842. She enrolled in Class 0 not long after the operation. Warm and welcoming, Deuce is respectful and understanding towards everyone she meets. However, she is also quite serious and straightforward, and her stubborn adherence to what she believes is occasionally met with frustration. We have not used Deuce yet. Raised at a special facility at Academia since the age of 8, Trey studied the art of combat under the tutelage of Dr. Alaracia herself. He participated in the liberation of the Dominion 9 years later and joined Class 0 immediately after. Cool, calm, and collected inside and out, Trey takes pains to maintain a pristine image lest someone find some flaw they might exploit. He is extremely eager to share his impressive breadth of knowledge with anyone within earshot. However, Trey's unfortunate audience usually tires of his endless exposition, and listeners often cut him off mid-explanation. We have also not deployed him. Cater is trained in one of the sorcery special facilities since the age of 8, studying how to wield a magicite pistol and cast all sorts of spells. She finally put her skills to the test in 842 when the Militesi Empire invaded Academia and passed with flying colors. She later joined Ace and the others as a member of Class 0. There is no beating around the bush with Cater. She is very clear about what she wants and extremely confident that she can obtain it. She tends to be impulsive at times, but her honest, off-the-cuff style can be rather refreshing. Cater hates losing, and she refuses to let anyone or anything get her down. She keeps magicite in her knapsack to power her magic pistol, and don't even think about touching it. In 833, Dr. Al-Rashia whisked Sync off to a special center near Academia in hopes of honing her destructive tendencies. When asked which weapon she thought would best suit her, Sync replied, "If you're going to hit somebody, you might as well hit them super duper hard." She proved quite capable with a mace, and she was finally able to put her abilities to good use during the Rubrum liberation of 842. Her official induction to Class 0 came shortly thereafter. Sync walks and talks to the beat of her own drum. Her lovably offbeat personality always keeps people guessing as to what stunt she'll pull next. In spite of her ostensible obliviousness, however, Sync is surprisingly perceptive. She will occasionally strike right at the heart of the matter, shocking those around her without even realizing the profundity of what she just said. We have also not deployed her. How am I going to pronounce that one? Cease? Sike? I'm going to say Cease. Raised at Academia since the age of 7, Cease immediately demonstrated a prowess for combat and a dislike for socializing. Dr. Al-Rashia sought to cultivate the former and developed a rigorous training program. At the age of 16, Cease joined the Dominion Liberation Campaign and helped reclaim Academia. The administration officially assigned her to Class 0 after the campaign. Foul-mouthed and ferocious, Cease is quick to criticize others' shortcomings and not spare them a second thought. She loathes being bogged down by other people's problems, a firm believer in survival of the fittest. Despite her hard exterior, however, she takes any affront to heart. Each and every offense fuels the flames of her vindictive spirit, driving her to fight even further. The one I called Lightning Jr. Sorcery took 7 into their custody in 833, and they quickly discovered she possessed a propensity for casting ice magic. Using these spells, she made quick work of the Imperial forces in the Dominion liberation of 842, and in turn secured herself a spot in Class 0. Despite her cold appearance, 7 is actually quite nurturing. She enjoys the admiration of her female underclassmen, many of whom often refer to her as Big Sis. 7 has a hard time saying no when asked for favors, though this self-same generosity puts more work on her plate than anticipated. Nevertheless, her reliable nature and tendency towards action are precisely why so many cadets look up to her. We have deployed her. She helped us fight the l'Cie. Quick on his feet, 8 caught the attention of Dr. Al-Rashia at a young age. She escorted him to a facility near Academia, where she began training his small frame and honing his skills. In 842, 8 took part in the campaign to fend off the invading Empire. Impressed with his performance, the administration assigned him to Class 0. Unlike his classmates, 8 despises all forms of weaponry because they trivialize the human lives they take. He has keen perception of everything happening around him, which allows him to make wise judgments on the fly. Even though he tries to keep his emotions in check at all times, 8 also has a bit of a competitive side. It's not a height complex, though. I guess he is short. Hoping to channel his abundant energy into something more productive, Dr. Al-Rashia moved 9 to a facility outside Academia at the age of 8. There she offered him a rigorous training regimen. Still somewhat uncontrollable, 9 joined the sortie against the Imperial Army in Rubrum Liberation in 842, and annihilated all who stood in his way. The administration took a liking to his tenacity and designated him a Class 0 candidate, or Class 0 cadet. Impulsive and very intense, 9 shoots from the hip and doesn't really worry about the consequences. In fact, he prides himself in his ability to act without overthinking, even though some of his classmates chide him for not thinking enough. 9 rebuts, however, that his seemingly rash decisions usually work out for the best, most of the time anyway. He has a hard time dealing with situations that aren't black and white, and he'll break whatever he needs in order to make clear what's right and what's wrong. Sorcery was quick to bring Jack in for training, sensing great potential. At Sorcery's Special Center near Academia, Jack studied the way of the warrior, and he first put his skills to test defending the Dominion against the Imperial assault in 842. His outstanding performance earned him a spot in Class 0. With a smile on his face and a joke on the tip of his tongue, Jack is known as Class Clown 0. No matter what prickly predicament he and his classmates fall into, Jack always puts a positive spin on the situation. Although his unfaltering optimism should theoretically inspire his classmates, his glib nature prevents the rest of Class 0 from taking his words of encouragement too seriously. Dr. Al-Rashia immediately recognized Queen's impressive intellect. At the tender age of 8, Queen moved to a center outside Academia to train as a prospective Akito cadet. She demonstrated a particular prowess for casting lightning spells, and she employed those magic skills against the Empire in the Liberation Campaign of 842. The decision to assign her to Class 0 was unanimous. A wise young woman of implacable integrity, Queen's personality is as straightforward as the long sword she wields. She is intolerant of all forms of injustice, and her rigid sense of morality has earned her the nickname of Class Leader. She is not Class Leader, she will have you know. Queen tends to make harsh comments, but bears no ill will. A quiet child, King usually kept to himself. Dr. Al-Rashia, however, detected great potential in him, and in 833 she brought him to Sorcery's Development Center near Academia and began training him personally. He took to combat like a chocobo to the racetrack, and he proved his prowess during the Dominion Liberation Campaign in 842, joining Class 0 after the mission. A young man of few words, King prefers to take action rather than waste time exchanging ideas. Even in matters of life and death, he maintains his composure, making rational decisions and acting upon them immediately. Some view his reticence as cool, but others misconstrue him as cold and aloof. In actuality, he is quite thoughtful. Unfortunately, however, his kindness doesn't always come across as clearly as he thinks it does. Chancellor Cheval serves as both headmaster of Academia and chief executive of the Dominion of Rubrum. He enjoyed recognition in his youth as a great mage, and he is similarly respected and admired by his colleagues at present. Chancellor Cheval places great importance on order and authority, and he endeavors to embody both as a model for the denizens of the Dominion. Radiating composure, the Chancellor often makes visits to villages around the Dominion, preaching the gospel of the Vermilion Bird Crystal. Rubrum's governing body, the Consortium of 8, is headed by the Academia Chancellor Kalia Cheval VI. The Dominion is the most verdant nation on Orience, boasting the stablest climate. Using the blessing of the Vermilion Bird Crystal, her people have developed their own tools and technology. Humans are not the only denizens of Rubrum. Gentle creatures such as Moogles and Chocobos also inhabit the Dominion, peacefully coexisting with the populace. Head of the Sorcery Division and the most influential member of the Consortium of 8, Dr. Al-Rashia carries herself with an air of authority and intrigue. Ace and his classmates refer to her as Mother, but she bears no biological relation to any of the Class 0 cadets. Although she is brilliant enough to single-handedly facilitate the development and improvement of the Dominion's magic, the Doctor has also earned a reputation for her rather brash and daring demeanor. She has maintained a powerful presence at Academia for as far back as anyone can remember, but no one knows exactly how long she has held her position. An Academia Tribune and Class 0's commanding officer, Kurasame is no-nonsense straight shooter of a man. Also known as the Ice Reaper, he literally sends chills down his enemies' spines, frost emanating from his boreal blade. Once celebrated as one of the 4 champions of Rubrum, Kurasame chose to remain in academia to help educate and assist fledgling cadets. He takes a very stern attitude towards all students, regardless of class, a tendency that has earned him the scorn of less understanding students. Nevertheless, he remains quite popular among the female portion of the student body, doubtless because of his dashing good looks. Oh, he has a name! Suzuhisa Higato. Leader of the Dominion Legions and a member of the Consortium of 8, the Commandant is quick to decide and even quicker to anger. His impulsive, explosive nature tends to overwhelm his colleagues, but Dr. Alrashia never seems to lose an argument with him. He boasts a long and extensive military career, as well as his knowledge of all military matters in the Dominion. He is less proud, however, of his high blood pressure and rapidly receding hairline. The Cadet Master serves as chairwoman of the Academia Administration. Of all members of the Consortium of 8, she is the one most sympathetic to the cadets' cares and concerns. She is well versed in Dominion history, able to recite dates and facts with incredible ease. The Cadet Master also possesses an impressive knowledge of Eidolons, despite having only a tangential affiliation with sorcery. Miotsk Offmacht. That is a strange name. Head of the Scholastics Division, the Provost is easily the most cautious and calculated member of the Consortium of 8. His genius-level intellect intimidates most of his colleagues, but his breadth of knowledge is undeniably impressive. Many at Academia find the Provost's demeanor to be condescending, but he bears no ill will. He just knows himself to be better than everyone else, and has no inhibitions about acknowledging his superiority. Zaido Tekisi. As chairwoman of logistics, Commissar Kiska spends a good portion of her time negotiating strategies and allocating supplies and personnel. She appears relaxed and demure, but as her colleagues in the consortium know, her carefully chosen words can be quite piercing when discussing important issues, striking right to the heart of the matter. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 members of the Consortium of 8. I suspect number 8 is right here. The barely audible orderly was assigned to assist Class 0. She never speaks unless spoken to, and even then she doesn't say much. But one cannot help but sense something buried behind her breathy muttering and mumbling. Officially known as Military Operations Organization Guidance Logistics Expert, or Moogle, Zay provided crucial support for Class 0 during the liberation of Academia. One of the youngest Moogles at the school, Zay did not belong to a particular group of cadets until Class 0 showed up, at which point the administration selected her for the job. Z takes pride in her position as assistant to Class 1st. Long regarded as the strongest cadets of the Dominion, ever since Class 0 came along and upstaged her kids, However, Z has come to view the Crimson Cadets as rivals. This Moogle expects the most out of herself and others, but Z also bears great respect for anyone who puts forth a solid effort. Z will even reward Class 0 in accordance with the amount of time they have spent exploring Orients. Highly confident in herself and her Class 2nd cadets, Zay can come off as somewhat overbearing, often offering her sound advice without being asked. the odd pronouns I keep tripping over. However, Zay also has enjoyed great success on the battlefield, so here words of wisdom, welcome or otherwise, come from a place of considerable experience. Detached and honestly quite depressing, Zay is a Moogle of few words. Zay is rather shy, rarely speaking unless spoken to. Once you get to know her, however, Zay will transform into an ever-flowing fountain of sarcasm and negativity. Still, her persistent pessimism is just part of her charm. Compassionate and kind-hearted, her pleasant personality is quite befitting of the Moogle in charge of Academia's healing class. Zay cares deeply about the well-being of all cadets, regardless of class or assignment, occasionally working herself into a state of worried anxiety. Zay also tends to believe anything Zay hears, and said gullibility leads her to be a little too trusting. Love, friendship, hard work, justice, and your bros. According to here, these 5 things are all one needs to succeed in life. Zay is a passionate Moogle, encouraging her class 5th cadets and all others to do their best to strive for greatness. Less impassioned cadets, however, are quick to dismiss her sermons, countering with detached derision. A bit of an airhead, this Moogle always seems to have her head in the clouds. Zay speaks her mind with no filter, unaware of social taboos or faux pas. Zay also has a bit of an inferiority complex, harboring one-sided feelings of rivalry toward the more celebrated black mages in the class 3rd, in particular toward the class Moogle. This scatterbrained Moogle always tries her hardest, but almost always comes up short in her goal. Nevertheless, Zay always means well, and Zay only works so hard because Zay cares deeply about her cadets. The healers in Class 7th acknowledge her good intentions and think very highly of her. The chivalrous Moogle has taken upon herself the admirable task of collecting knowing tags once belonging to those who fell in battle. Zay fancies herself a noble soul, even going out of her way to reward any cadet who retrieves IDs from the field and returns them to her. Much like the allegedly good for nothing losers Zay oversees, the Moogle is nothing but a fun-loving fool, or at least so Zay would like others to believe. In actuality, however, Zay is composed and cautious, and her cadets are agents from Dominion's Intel Section 4. Given the nature of Class 9's secret missions, this Moogle has a great deal of empathy for Class 0 cadets. Oh no! They upgraded Tonberry's knife! Born on the Isle of the Dragon Sanctuary, this Tonberry serves as Kurosame's attendant. Injured in skirmish with a lesser Lopros, Tonberry was immobilized and struggling to survive when Kurosame stumbled upon him and saved his life. Tonberry shared the story of the kind young man who rescued him, and the Tonberries in and around Amateur have been friendly towards humans ever since, eager to repay his debt to Kurosame. Tonberry typically stays out of the spotlight, standing behind his savior and giving Kurosame the extra push he needs. Nothing makes Tonberry happier than helping out the young man who saved him, but he rarely puts those feelings into words. Makina's brother and a prominent Dominion legionary, Izana received a set of special orders at the beginning of the Academia liberation. His objective was to cut through the enemy lines and cross the battlefield in order to deliver a communication device to Ace. Determined to make his little brother proud, Izana set out to complete his mission. Little did he know, however, this mission would be his last. A model student from Class 1st, Aki is sociable and caring, treating everyone she meets with respect and compassion. Her goal is to become Agito and restore peace to Orients, and she spares no effort to that end. She also has a younger sister, Fuyu, who currently studies as a trainee. Fuyu tends to live in her sister's shadow, but Aki is always there to watch over her little sis and encourage her to work hard and step out into the light once in a while. A member of the Militesi nobility and a brigadier general in the Imperial Army, Kator Bashtar serves as Marshal Alstein's right-hand man, but not perhaps without some reservations. Nevertheless, General Bashtar is the finest MA pilot in the Empire, and he often assists in the development of new models by testing them out himself. In spite of his rank, he also accompanies his men out on the front lines, often turning the tide of battle with his own two hands. His military prowess has earned him several epithets such as White Thunder, the White Reaper, and the Unscathed, despite the fact that he has apparently lost an eye at some point. The Secundus Lessee of the White Tiger Crystal, Kunmi possesses the special ability to manipulate all sorts of armaments that amplify their powers beyond mortal limits. Confident and perhaps even conceited, she does not take kindly to being outdone and upstaged. That said, she has not been a lessee for very long, so she has acquiesced to her current position for now. Combat soldiers such as this one comprise nearly 80% of the Imperial forces. All those ranked officer or below are fundamentally required to don the same green garb, whereas higher-ranking officials often received enhanced armor. The military outfits each of these troopers with the same Type 41 bayonet-equipped automatic rifle, an improved model that features a drum magazine with increased capacity, thus allowing the soldiers to remain active for longer periods of time. This 15mm caliber rifle provides excessive force against human combatants, but proves nigh ineffective against monsters and eidolons. In such unfavorable situations, regular soldiers must rely on the Empire's Magitech armor for backup if they wish to survive. The name Super Soldier might be somewhat of a misnomer. There's nothing super about the soldier himself. Rather, what is truly remarkable is the technology used to improve his performance. Imperial scientists discovered that they can use a modified sea engine to extract energy from the White Tiger Crystal and artificially enhance a trooper's physical capabilities. Super soldiers clearly stand apart from their common counterparts in terms of both strength and endurance. Moreover, scientists have included a system in the trooper's armor that will automatically administer a strength serum, enhancing the whole soldier's strength and agility exponentially. The Imperial Central Command issues this valuable armor almost exclusively to a few high-ranking commanders in each squad, although all members of certain elite units are outfitted with this special gear. Outfitted with the Type 38 155mm anti-personnel recoilless rifles, these soldiers are extremely helpful for taking out human enemies, more specifically Dominion Legionnaires. Although some of the operators can maintain a proper distance, their shots can tear right through the Dominion's defenses, including wall and protect spells. Conversely, gunners are also at considerable disadvantage in close quarters combat, and the ever so slight recoil of their not exactly recoilless rifles leaves them quite vulnerable after firing. Developed to increase the mobility of the Empire's artillery units, this tripod mech was constructed in a facility separate from the steelworks. In that sense, the A-43 self-propelled 175mm cannon is not technically an MA. Semantics aside, however, the Nimrod functions much like any of the Empire's other mechs, and may be considered a Magitech armor for all intents and purposes. The Nimrod's built-in rapid-fire 175mm cannon allows for it to effectively combat enemies approaching from both air and land across a wide range. Designed to function as a moving battery, this mech has only one rear leg, which absorbs the shock of recoil. Although this cannon is nowhere near as mobile as its MA brethren, its simple design leads it to mass production. and the Empire has deployed Nimrods to all corners of Orient since the outbreak of the war. An improved version of the Striker, the Warrior is officially designated as S-242 Terrain MA Mark 04. Military officials denounced the Striker's howitzer for its inaccuracy against the Dominion legions when they fired from a distance. Conversely, they praised its performance in close quarters, and they thus set out to create a new, even more effective model. The results of their hard work was the Warrior. Equipped with a claw instead of a gun, this new MA functioned just as officials anticipated, and officials began deploying the Warrior all over Orient. However, as newer models began to take prominence, the model's popularity started to gradually waning. The first Magitech armor produced exclusively for LSC, Dainsleif, was also the first Militesi mech equipped with the crystal jamming capabilities. Scientists in the Empire's R&D division incorporated some of the same technology used in the simultaneously developed Varjara, emphasizing maneuverability over combat performance. Eager to test their new MA, the Empire deployed the Dainsleif in their invasion of Academia, and its crystal jammer succeeded in cutting the Dominion legions off from the source of their magic power. However, Class 0 quickly disposed of the device, and although the Secundus Lassie Kunmi managed to reactivate Dainsleif, it was no match for Rubrum's military cadets, or legendary cadets. These I'm not going to read. Welcome to Sorcery, where we conduct research and development of all kinds of spells. Technically, this place is off limits to all unauthorized personnel, but the doctor has given you kids special permission. I've been charged with overseeing the top secret special orders, SO for short. The doctor has designed this program with you kids in mind, but I need your consent before you can participate. The price of failure on these confidential orders is death, so bear that in mind. That said, the doctor feels this sort of challenge will contribute to your growth as cadets. Accepting these secret missions is a risky undertaking, but the choice is yours. That's the spirit. I knew Class 0 would be up to the challenge. The doctor and I expect great progress from you. Good luck. Okay, we can turn it off from him in the future. Understood.
What's the matter?
Surely you've already been briefed on participating in the SO system, haven't you? I trust you'll make the right decision on the matter.
You look well.
Have you adjusted to your new life at Academia, darling? As it were, I was hoping to have a little chat with you. Sure. I'm sure you've been wondering why the 12 of you were unaffected by the crystal jammer. After all, the rest of the Dominion was completely helpless in the face of the device. You see, the Empire's jammer suppressed the vermilion bird crystal, the source of Rubrum's magic, so by cutting off access to their lone lifeline, the legions were left utterly powerless. You children, however, are special. You derive your power from a different source. From where, you ask? Why, from your dear mother's love, of course. Yeah, right, no. In any case, you darlings have absolutely nothing to worry about as long as I'm here. Do your best, and remember that I'm always watching over you. That was a really short 2-hour conversation. At ease, Cadet. This is the 6th Arms Lab, otherwise known as the Armory. We pride ourselves in being the exclusive developer and distributor of arms in the Dominion. Should you ever find yourself in need of equipment, don't hesitate to ask. No wonder the Empire's artillery is so devastating. Everything they use is powered by their crystal. Class 0, I presume? As I suspected, Capo. Oh ho ho! Allow me to introduce myself. I am the Moogle charged with monitoring Class 11th, Capo. Can't I get the results I'm looking for? I could have made a mistake in the formula, could I? Let's see, the crystal jammer blocks the people's power and from getting into the crystal's thoughts? No, that can't be right. Welcome, Cadet. I'm here to offer you the finest weapons and accessories around. I'm telling you, you won't believe some of these deals. Seriously, they're unbelievable. Okay, let's take a look here for a second. All right. I am going to do the thing where they said try to raise everybody equally. So I'm going to kind of do that in that Ace is coming. He will probably always be coming. And then we will bring 2 level 8s, Deuce and Sync. So a mace, a flute, and cards.
What's up?
We got 2 newbies. Great. Was hoping for more dead weight to slow me down on missions. What's the deal with the Sid Austin guy? How did he get to be the Imperial Marshal or whatever? I don't get why everyone's getting all bent out of shape about the ultimate bomb. We've got nothing to fear as long as the crystal's on our side. I'll never forgive the Empire's atrocities, no matter what. Concordia is the country that controls dragons, right? The Empire lost a full-scale invasion of Rubrum and erased Lorica from Orience. What could they possibly be plotting to do next? So now Central Command is sending cadets into battle? I don't know about you, but I came here to become Akito, not to be tossed around as another weapon of war. Alright, time to chow down. They say an army marches on its stomach after all.
I could sure go for some of Mother's cooking.
Take a load off, kid. You cadets do more than enough to earn a little R&R. Oh, hello there, Capo. I'm the Moogle in charge of Class 12. In a word, they're special, Capo. So who decided on these class colors anyway? How did they figure hot pink was a good choice for Class 7th? You've heard about the 4 champions of Rubrum, right? Rumor has it that Kurasame is leading Class 0 now. I've been in training forever. When's it my turn to be a cadet? Oh man, I forgot about that report from last week. I've got to finish it before my CEO comes and wrings my neck. What do I want to eat today? Can't make up my mind. I think I want to go back. I saw something. I don't know if it means anything, but I saw something. Yeah, I can't do anything. Thought the menus on the wall might give us some Easter eggs or, I don't know, recipes for a hamburger or something. What is Class 0? Like, already Akito or something? I can't believe Class 0 really exists. I simply adore those crimson capes.
Kupo?
You wouldn't happen to be from Class 0, would you, Kupo? You would? Oh dear me, how terribly rude of me not to introduce myself sooner, Kupo. And you still didn't. Just because Class 0 here just because Class 0's here doesn't mean that the rest of us can slack off now. Every one of us has got to keep giving our all. My concentration's taken a nosedive ever since the liberation. Been spacing out in class. I don't want to, but I can't stop remembering that day.
What?
Ooh, that Kurosami really gets on my nerves. I mean, come on, the Ice Reaper. As if I'm gonna listen to some big-headed jerk who gives himself a stupid superhero nickname.
Huh? What is it?
I always knew Mother was the top of the sorcery division, but I guess I never realized how much of she was such a bigwig around academia. Okay. It might just be a room just to chat with people. Maybe this door goes somewhere? No. Class First used to run academia with those until those Class 0 kids showed up, you know? The Empire must have been preparing for quite some time to be able to raid so many of our key strongholds simultaneously.
Kupo?
Yes, I'm the Moogle in charge of Class 3rd, Kupo. And more brilliant questions?
What?
Makina and Rim seem so much closer than anyone else in Class 0. Is that what it's like to be friends? Most everyone in academia spends years honing their skills as a trainee before they can even think about becoming an Agito cadet. I've dug through nearly every spell book in the entire Crystarium, but I haven't found a single incantation nearly as powerful as Ultima. I'll never forget the humiliation I felt during the liberation. Okay, I'm not gonna talk to Rim.
What's the matter?
Into Machina yet. I wonder now if it was fate that brought us all together in the liberation. I'm not gonna talk to Machina yet because I don't want to use up all my time. He might be what we use to end our time before the mission. But I'm going to finish exploring first. Howdy. I don't reckon you've seen you around these parts before. Welcome to Rubrum's one and only Chocobo Ranch, where chocobos rule the roost. They transport soldiers, sprint across the battlefield, and even provide victuals at a pinch. When I say they're heaps more helpful than some of those clumsy cadets. Well, since you've done come all the way out here, I might as well give you this. I reckon it'll serve you plenty while, well, out there in the field. We got 20 chocobos. And if you come hankering for raising a chocobo or two on your own, I'd say this will come in handy too. This is where we breed chocobos, but I reckon you aren't quite ready yet. How about you come back in a little while? You can only test ride your chocobos around the corral. Let me know when you're ready to dismount. No. I keep hitting directions on the analog stick and it doesn't take. Okay, we've been everywhere. Apparently the Empire has occupied the town where I was born. Now that I have nowhere to go home to, Academia is all I have left. If a mission ever prove insurmountable, you would do well to consider reevaluating your approach. Sometimes the smallest adjustment can produce the greatest effect greatest effect on the outcome of the operation. If ever you feel a bit overwhelmed by a formidable foe, you do not hesitate to call Academia for backup. Why, you may even see your very own CD to run to your rescue once in a while. Whoa, does that mean the Crimson Cape... Wait, does that Crimson Cape mean you're in Class 0?
Good work.
Must be from Class 0. My name's Tachinami. I'll be providing you with remote assistance on large-scale operations. If you're already itching to get out there on the front lines, I can arrange to have you deployed as soon as possible. After a virtual annihilation of its forces in the Imperial invasion, Rubrum decides to conscript cadets into the military and send them to battle. The Dominion forms an elite unit of cadets who will recapture Mateague, located on the outskirts of Academia. Central Command selects Class 0 to be part of this operation, making it their first time experiencing real combat. No, we are not ready to march.
At ease.
If the tide of the battle turned against you, call for backup immediately. I'll provide assistance if no other units are available. A good soldier always reflects on his performance on any opponent. Even if you succeed, there's always room for improvement. Alright guys, I'm going to need to call it here for the night. As you may have seen just a moment ago, I was running into the corner of a wall for I'm not sure how long because I may have started falling asleep. So, it is time for bed. And I will be back next week with more Final Fantasy Type-0. So until then, I want to thank y'all for joining me. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll see y'all next time. Have a good night.